What is going on? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. It is the week of Skeeter Owners Tournament 2025, and we have not been here in quite a while. We are going to give you all the good tips, all the good information. Hey, fishing has been like borderline outstanding. It's been really good fishing on Lake Fork right now. A lot of different ways to do it. We're going to tell you all your options, how to go about it, and give you all the best tips we can tonight, as we always do. Before we give you all that, I guess I owe you an explanation as to where has your boy been? Where have I been? Primarily, I've been on guide trips and baseball fields. I'm sure a lot of you that know me could have assumed that already. Why did we stop making content in the middle of spring? Why did we stop doing our Wednesday night live ones? And I should have made a post about it, man. That's on me. But I took on a second baseball team to coach this spring. Had some kids that needed to coach. So, man, when I took on that second baseball team, baseball started being an every evening thing and most weekends. And there has not been any time. There has not been any time to get on here and do live streams in the evenings. I've just been running guide trips and going to baseball practices or games pretty much every single day in my life. Today is one of the rare exceptions. And the only reason that this is I'm able to do this tonight. The only reason I'm able to do this tonight and be free is because the second baseball team we took the week off this week. We just had a tournament last weekend. We don't have another one for 3 weeks, so we're taking the week off, or I would be busy tonight as well. So yeah, no, it's nothing's wrong. Nothing's changed. We're still catching them. We're still going out on guide trips all the time. Lake Fork's in great shape. We're going to talk about that some tonight. If you saw the Facebook post, you've seen some pictures. That's from last week and this week. Well, last week and yesterday. Been catching a lot of big fish. It's been really good. So everything's good, going well over here. Don't worry. I seen a comment a while back, or seen it today, but it's from a couple weeks ago. Somebody asking if I was okay. I'm seeing a comment right now on the live stream saying he is alive. Great news. Yeah. Hey, I'm alive. I'm here. But all is good, man. Just been living my best life, chasing them kids around the ball field. And Andy Alphabet's wondering where my recap video on the elites was. Man, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even get to pay much attention to the elites. I could not. I mean, I know they were scoping. I have no idea where anybody fished. I could not really tell you what went on in that tournament because I just didn't get to watch very much of it. I just been so busy with these boys and the baseball stuff. So, you know, I had this conversation yesterday in a boat with some customers, and there's no doubt that how much time that I invest into what I do with my kids and their buddies is hurting my career. Like there's 100%, like it's hurting my business. I'm happy with the trade. I'm real happy with the trade. You know what I mean? Like I could be financially better off. The business could be humming a little better if I wasn't doing all that. But I ain't gonna trade this for nothing, man. I enjoy every second of doing that. So that's what's going on there. In the meantime, I am still fishing a lot. Like I said a minute ago, we're still doing the same thing we've always done as far as guide trips go. So let's talk about the fishing because the fishing is very good. And I mean, it's very good. And it's, you know, we've always said May is the month of millions. And I know we're out of May now, right? Like just barely. May is the month of millions because you can catch a million different fish. It's like the best numbers month of the year. You catch them a million different ways. Man, that's kind of carried over into June this year. So the water temps are like around 80. I think like some of the higher water temps I've seen is like 84-ish. So we're in the low 80s. Man, that's like that late May kind of water temp. Those fish are in that mode. We've got got high water. We've had a lot of rain, so the lake stayed full, a little over full at times, just a few inches. But you know, got good flooded stuff on all the bank lines. Got a lot of good underwater submergent vegetation growing. Got a ton of emergent vegetation all over the lake. So lots of good stuff up shallow for fish to hold in. So a lot of fish are staying shallow very late this year. Then you have your residential fish. I am starting to see fish like the better fishing is where the residential summer fish are setting up, whether that be offshore on the main lake and they move around and kind of pull on that point and pull off or whatever, whether you're talking about offshore schools or whether you're talking about shallow residential fish, which is a completely different deal. I am starting to see that the fishing is better if you're on the summer haunts, like where these fish are going to and setting up for the summer. We're getting to that point where that's the better way to go about it. Now, by no means the only way. You can literally go down a bank and catch a bass on Lake Fork. It's a little grindy doing it that way. If you just want to go shallow fishing, junk fishing, you're going to get on a good stretch every once in a while. For the most part, it's going to be one here, one there. And but you can do it and catch quality, like very good quality. Like a random over could win this tournament for the Skeeter Owners Tournament by somebody going down a do nothing bank with a frog or a spook or a square bill or whatever they want to fish. Like this tournament is wide open as to how it could be won. Anything could happen. The lake is fishing that versatile and that open right now. So a lot of different ways to skin the cat right now. So I'm going to try to zero in on what I think is the best. And I think everybody's going to think offshore. It's June. It feels hot to us. You know, it's 90-something degrees outside. It's getting around 90 most days right now. So it's going to feel warm to us this weekend. So everybody's going to be thinking offshore. So what do you need to do to catch them offshore? What are the key areas? What are the key depths? What are the key baits? Man, they've been a pretty deep. Like I've seen some good schools in like 20 to 25 and even a little bit deeper sometimes. Usually on Fork, kind of the key zone is 15 to 20 feet. Right now, there's not like a hard, like a lot of times as you get later in the summer, the thermocline climbs up into the 20 feet range. Then it'll really set a depth where you kind of have to be fishing from this depth to this depth. Right now, that's not necessarily the case. There is a thermocline, but it's out in like super deep water. It's not even close to affecting the fish yet as to where they normally, hang out on Fork. So, man, you kind of got to run the good structure, and whatever the best part of that structure is in, that's the depth you want to look in. And that may be 12 foot and that may be 28 foot. Like it can change there. So what I like this time of year, I've always liked it. It's been a thing. I learned this. I learned really to kind of hone in. I'd always fish this kind of stuff this time of year, but I didn't know how to decipher between these types of structures and other types of offshore structures as far as which one would be better. Like back in the day, I'd look at a long main lake point the same as I would a roadbed or a pond dam or a hump or anything come May and June. And I'm going to say May and June a lot tonight because even though we're in the first week of June, we're really fishing like kind of the end of May. Like that's kind of how we're fishing right now. So I would not know how to differentiate as far as which one should have more fish on it. What I have found and what I really kind of learned from Keith Combs in 2014 at the Toyota Texas Bass Classic when he broke all the records, those long, slow tapering main lake points that extend way out into the lake, they tend to be the best structures early in the year in that May frame time. That May time. Well, I haven't been talking on camera a lot. I can't speak very well. Hold on, we'll fix it. Here we go. Cheers, y'all. Let's get it. In the May time frame, those long, slow tapering points that go way out, they tend to have better schools. Not to say you can't find a school of fish on a roadbed. I mean, there's a certain roadbed with a certain underwater bridge that gets great fish on it every year this time of year. But the long running stuff that goes way out there, slowly tapers down, has good hard spots on it, that tends to be where I really find the better schools of fish this time of year. So that's what I'm looking at first and foremost. Not to say I won't grab something else, but that's where I want to key in on. Now, how do you know where the sweet spot is when the point is a quarter mile long? That's a challenge for you guys to figure out if you don't already know the structures and the points and where the sweet spots are. One way you can do that is to go subscribe to the Fish Life app, Your Lake Fork Guide, YLFG Pro Tips package. I'm going to put some of that on there. I'm also going to have some of that on just the regular Lake Fork Premium package. I know that Mike McFarland has done a ton of work updating his package, as well as Cody Mays just updated his, David Ozio. Everybody just updated it. I'm the last one. My updates are going in. I'm going to finish my updates tonight. So all these Fish Life app packages from 4 different guides on Lake Fork, we're all going to be updated as of tonight. You guys need to be subscribing to those if you want to learn where the sweet spots are and where the hottest spots are on the lake are right now. Like that's the best way for me to do it, for me to get that information to y'all. So if you don't have that knowledge, subscribe to the app, find those sweet spots on those long points. Now you got to check them with your graph, because the problem right now is there's enough good stuff up shallow. The schools aren't super big yet. Like there's a couple good schools that I've found that are kind of coming to the same places every day or most days. they're not always there. Like, man, like not all the points have a big school on them. It's not just a, we're going to pull up on a point, there's going to be some fish on it. Some of them have got nothing. So you need to run your electronics on them, especially if you get a chance to pre-fish before the tournament. Now, if you pre-fish before the tournament, you find a big school, you can just go fish that. I would say that's a good, safe bet there. So once you've found these offshore fish, once you found them, how do you go about catching them? I'm a dragger on the offshore fish on fork. I really prefer to drag. I've been throwing the big perm shaky head worm. I've been throwing the big jig, and I've been throwing a Carolina rig with a fluke on it, and all of those are getting bites. Deep diving crankbaits I know have been working for some other people. I'm sure a drop shot or whatever finesse rig you want to throw offshore would probably, a flutter spoon would probably work. An Alabama rig, I don't know why, even though I need to start throwing my Alabama rig because I love that. That's the thing about right now. It's a lot of different baits that can work. You can just kind of go about doing it however you're most confident, and you're probably going to have success right now. That's really what's going on. So for the offshore deal, that's it. Find the best spots in the structure, the hard spots, and it can be anywhere from 12 down to 28. If you know some sweet spots on some offshore structure, go graph them. When you locate schools of fish them how you like to fish them. You should have success. Now, let's flip over to shallow fishing, because there's a couple different ways to go about shallow fishing and have success right now too. If you want to, you don't know where to start, you want to just go start and fish something that looks good. You can do that right now on Lake Fork. You can go cover water that looks good, and you're going to catch fish. You know, it may take you a little while. It's not going to be as fast. It's going to be more grindy, one here, one there. But you can catch fish, and you can catch them on a frog. You can catch them on a square bill if you don't have too much vegetation in the way. You can catch them on a little swim bait. You can catch them on various topwater, you know, spook, yellow magic. You can catch them on jerkbait if you wanted to. You can catch them on chatterbait. You can catch them on, I'm sure you probably catch them on lipless crankbait if you wanted to. Like, you can throw almost anything you want to throw. Fish how you're confident this week, because they will bite just about anything right now when you get around them, as long as you can present that bait efficiently in that cover. And so for me, it's about fishing what you're confident in and what you can be efficient with. So I'm going to show y'all two baits real quick. Let me get up. I forgot to grab. Let me grab them off the boat. I'm going to show y'all a couple baits that I'm using in shallow water that I'm getting bit on from one end of the lake to the other in shallow water. Hold on just one second here. I bet nobody will ever guess what one of these baits is going to be. Surely y'all won't be able to guess what I'll be throwing at fish right now. Raise your hand if you were about to comment, the chatterbait. Y'all know me, I like to throw a chatterbait, so I'm really confident in a chatterbait. I'm fishing in shallow water. I am preferring to try to stay around vegetation in shallow water. I want to be around the vegetation as much as I can. I feel like that's going to hold more fish, hold better fish. So chatterbait, great for being efficient in grassy water. I'm throwing this green and red one. That's like the bee height crawl. I don't know what it's called. It's the green and red one, y'all. Trailers, I've used the Lake Fork Tackle Magic Shad. I've used this little paddle tail, an old Smash Tech paddle tail that I had. When I ran out of Magic Shad the other day, it hadn't seemed to matter. They're biting both. Literally, the last fish this one caught, the last two fish this one caught was a 7-pounder and a 6-pounder. One of them was 23 inches and change, almost and over. So, and it's also catching 2-pounders. That's the cool thing right now about up shallow. You can catch it over, but you catch a lot of the 2-pounders that are going to get you a check in this tournament right now. And I'm catching both of them on the same baits on this chatterbait right here. And then I'm throwing green and red, and I'm also throwing white chatterbaits. Like I'm about to show y'all the Clearwater Shad color, but I'll just let you know I only tied Clearwater Shad on Monday, which was yesterday. Before that, and the only reason I tied it on is because I had a white with a gold and black back chatterbait that I was throwing, and we got that one broke off. So I just reached and grabbed the next white one I saw, which was this Clearwater Shad color, and that has a live Magic Shad. So as you can see, I've caught them on different colors, different trailers. It just doesn't matter much right now. Like, they're chasing bait. There's brim up shallow. Some of the brim are still spawning. There's shad up shallow. They're eating everything, man. They're eating brim. They're eating shad. They're eating frogs. They're eating whatever swims by them, they're eating right now. Like that's what they do this time of year in the deep post spawn, like they are, man. They'll eat it all. So don't get bent on, don't get bent on shit about what bait do I need to throw this week. Throw the one you're confident in. You will catch fish. I've also caught fish, a lot of fish on a little swim bait. I say a lot. I've only caught a few on a little swim bait when I'm just messing around with it while my customers are catching them on chatterbaits. The other bait that I'm throwing that's really effective, I do think you need to have one winding bait, like one swimming type bait that you're retrieving on a swim. And then I think that you need to have a slow down bait. And that can be a fluke, that can be a Cinco. For me, it's been the one I trust the most. The old wacky worm, that's a Zoom trick worm with a half nail weight in the head. Number 1 size, Gamakatsu Finesse Wide Gap Weedless Hook. And this is the Mardi Gras color. It's got gold and purple flake. The top secretest thing that I got right now is when I'm slowing down with plastics, everything that I've been using has a little gold flake in it. And I love gold flake. Gold flake is fantastic on plastics in East Texas. It's fantastic on Toledo and Rayburn. It's fantastic on Fork. It's just an East Texas thing. A little gold flake does you some good around here. So that's, if you want a little top secret tip, that may be some that you can use right there. Even on my big straight tail worm I've been throwing on a big shaky head offshore, I'm throwing it with some gold flake in it. So that's something I do believe in. 1/2 or 3/8 ounce chatterbaits being asked by Dusty Smith. 3/8 because I'm fishing shallow. So 3/8 allows me to go slower and not get it bogged down in the grass as much. Definitely 3/8 is the size you want right now. All right, so we're just randomly going down a bank. That's one thing. But how do I really zero in on some residential summer shallow fish? Now this is the juice. Okay, this is the juice of this whole live stream tonight. This is the biggest deal that you guys need to learn from right here. I've got this to myself, so it's hard to just spit it out there. But that's what I've done for years, and I will not break my word to y'all when I said that I would do everything I can to help y'all catch more and bigger fish, because that's what we do at Your Lake Fork Guide. So here we go. Spill the beans. The way to catch residential shallow fish throughout the summer, and you can catch these fish all summer, every summer. I've been doing it for years on Fork, okay? You got to go where those fish don't know 20 foot of water exists. You get in these big creek arms, the ones that run way back there, a Little Caney, a Running Creek, a Dale. These ones that are in Dale's almost not long enough. It's pretty long. The ones that are very long, go all the way up Lake Fork Creek to the end by the Highway 19 bridge, that type of stuff. Like way up there, way back in the creek, long idles, pain in the butt to get in them. Those fish don't have a GPS or a map. They would have to swim a mile to figure out there's 20 foot of water. They're not going to do that when they have oxygen and shade from grass. They have bait fish staying in the area because the bait fish have oxygen and shade and algae to eat on from grass. Everything they need is right there. They're not going to pack their bags and travel 2 miles down the lake to go set up on some offshore structure. They're just not going to do it. What they are going to do is they're going to gather just like offshore structure fish do. And they're going to gather around the main creek channel. Typically, it's the main creek channel. Once in a while, it'll be a secondary drain. Something in the bottom content, the structure, is going to hold them in a certain stretch, okay? And you kind of have to figure out where that stretch is for yourself in every different creek. Like there's little sweet spots in them. There's going to be some of those on the Fish Life app too. If you want to go subscribe to YLFG Pro Tips, I've got some very special ones right now that are going to be on there. Those fish will be around that main creek channel that's way back there in the back. Now, the main creek channel may only be 6 foot deep, or 7 or 8 or 10, depending on which creek you're in. The flat may only be 3 or 4, 2 to 4 foot deep. That's shallow water. But if that best stretch of that creek channel where it has the best drop, or they've got the best grass, they've got the best oxygen, or they got the cleanest, hardest bottom, whatever it may be that's holding them there, there will be a magical stretch in there. And every creek's a little different. Some are 100 yards, some are 800 yards, some are 50 yards of an area around that creek channel that's going to be muddy, where you can just fish that grass around there and catch fish throughout the summer. But the biggest, simplest tip is to get in an area where those fish are so far removed from deep water, they are not going to end up out in deep water by accident. It's a big deal. It's like It's a big piece of knowledge that I've caught so many thousands of big fish on over the years, literally thousands, and mostly had it to myself. Every once in a while, like if I make too many videos on the water back in the day, all of a sudden some other guys will start showing up in those areas, some other guides sometimes. For the most part, I get this to myself. People just can't wrap their head around fishing 2 foot of water in July. And if it's good in July, you know it's good now. And that's where we're at. Like I'm starting to see that I can do better by going to the residential summer fish around the main channel out in the middle of the shallow water versus a few weeks ago we were doing better just going down the bank catching them. There weren't that many out there around that channel. So the summertime haunts, where they're going to live for the summer is starting to happen now. It has just started. So big deal. Hope you guys catch them up this weekend, man. You can kind of go about it any way you want to. Do what you're confident in. However you're most confident, fish that way. There's everything out there to be had right now, and you can catch a real big one doing anything right now. You really can. And I've had so many, like 2-pounders, like 15 and change length 2-pound fish in my boat the last couple weeks. This is going to be a phenomenal tournament, man. Y'all are going to catch them. Everybody's going to catch a little bit of fish. I mean, a few people will struggle, but most people are going to catch a decent number of fish. Some people are going to catch an unbelievable number of fish, and there's going to be some big ones brought in. I think there will be. Now, they may not weigh as much. We may not have the 10, 11, 12, 13-pound fish at the scales. Some of these overs are going to be 7, 8 pounds. Some of them may be skinnier than that. But there's going to be some good fish caught this week for sure. For sure. All right. Not seeing very many comments tonight, so you guys drop some comments when you can. If y'all got questions for me, now would be the time to ask them. We'll answer some questions. And here in a little while, I guess we'll wrap this thing up if we don't have too many questions, because I have just about reported all that I know to report. Be sure you check out the Fish Life app. I've never had anybody subscribe to the Fish Life app in like, I don't know what it's been, 6, 7 years now we've been doing the Fish Life app. I've never had somebody subscribe to the Fish Life app and go, man, this was not worth the money. Could you please delete this? I've never had anybody ask for a refund because they didn't like the content on there. Now, there's been some people that meant to unsubscribe that after they left the lake or whatever, weren't using it, that have asked for refunds on the extra months, and we always take care of that. But yeah, never had anybody disappointed in the information. At least not that I can remember. So it's possible that there has been one. Tim Bolton said he may finally have a ride as a co-angler, so this will maybe be your first owner's tournament. If it is, you'll have a good time. They do a great job. I don't know what Leo's chicken is. I bet it's good, though. I mean, I like to eat chicken. We can go eat chicken. I'm cool with that. Leo's chicken. I don't know what that means. Is that like y'all sponsor for the tournament or something? They bought your way. They paying your entry fee? That's great if it is. I don't know what's going on with the comments tonight. Are you guys just not making comments, or am I not getting them? Oh, it's a chicken place in Emory. Here we go. All right. I'm going to have to go by Leo's Chicken and see what's up, man. If he's into fishing, I'll go support that. I'm definitely game to support my fellow fishing brethren. All right. Well, I don't know if we're having some technical difficulties with the comments or we're just not asking a whole lot. But since we don't have any, I guess I'm going to wrap this up, man. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys catch a bunch this weekend. I hope this video helps you in some kind of way. Have fun, dude. It's fun right now. Like, go do what you like to do and enjoy it. And if you don't get bit for a little while, just stay with it. Like, stay with it. It's a matter of time before you run into some right now. It's pretty good. So fish fast. Don't slow down. You don't have to slow down. Only time I'm slowing down is when I get around them and I've been getting bit and then I stop getting bit, I'll slow down in that area, okay? Slow down in that area. Other than that, man, run and gun, fish fast till you find them. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all as always. We'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.